Hi, this is Dr Nitin Joseph and I am the Director of the Rural Gospel and Medical Missions of India based in Nashik, Maharashtra. Welcome to the Stay Strong series. Today I want to read a couple of verses from the 12th chapter of Genesis. The Lord had said to Abraham, "Leave your country, your people and your father's household and go to the land I will show you. I will make you into a great nation and I will bless you. I will make your name great, and you will be a blessing. I will bless those who bless you, and whoever curses you, I will curse. And all peoples on earth will be blessed through you." This was a promise that was given by God to a 75-year-old man called Abraham. And we find that he immediately left to an unknown destination without any address, without Google Maps. He left with his wife Sarah and his nephew Lot. Abraham means an exalted father, and this person had no children. And he left in the direction of Canaan. He first comes to a place called Shechem, and when he looks around, he feels perhaps this is the promised land. And he builds an altar over there to worship God. But God says, "This is not the place that I have called you." And he leads him to another place called Bethel. Abraham feels perhaps this is the promised land, and he builds another altar to worship the Lord. But God takes him further to Hebron, and ultimately he goes to Canaan. And that indeed was the promised land, the land that was flowing with milk and honey. Abraham is known as the father of three major religions in the world: Judaism, Islam, and Christianity. And the story goes on that because of Abraham being obedient to the Lord, he has a son called Isaac, who also has a son called Jacob. And later on, Jacob gives birth to Joseph, who has 12 sons who become the 12 tribes of Israel. All this happened because Abraham listened, hearkened to the voice of the Lord, and set out to a unknown destination, fully trusting the Lord. If you read the 11th chapter of Genesis, we find that Abraham's father Terah set out in the direction of Canaan. And it says that when he was in the direction of Canaan, he comes to a place called Haran, and he settles down over there and died after he attained 205 years, not reaching Canaan. Therefore, my hypothesis is perhaps Abraham's father Terah was called to go to the promised land, but he sets out and comes to Haran and settles down over there, not reaching the promised land. Abraham didn't do that. He hearkened to the voice of the Lord and went in the direction of the promised land and reached the promised land. This is what happened because he left the comfort zone that he was in. Perhaps we also are called by God to leave our comfort zone and go beyond. And after we leave our comfort zone, we come to a zone of fear, a fear of the unknown. But if we have faith in the Lord, He takes us beyond the zone of fear and we come to the zone of learning. Learning because of new experiences, new acquaintances, and new challenges. And if we are faithful, God, who is faithful always, will take us beyond this zone of learning and we ultimately come to the zone of growth. Abraham also went through all these challenging zones and situations and came to Canaan, and there he was rewarded, and he was the father of a multitude of people as vast as the stars in the sky and sand on the shore. Are we ready to leave our own comfort zones and go through the zones of fear, learning, and come to the zone of growth? If we take a decision to follow Christ, He will always be faithful and take us to a zone of learning and to the zone of growth. Jesus wants to challenge us to come out of the shackles of being too comfortable and put our trust completely on Him and go to this zone of growth. It is my prayer that each one of us will hearken to that still small voice who is calling us to take up new challenges, to go further to a zone of growth. Are we ready to do that for the sake of Christ? God bless you. Have a wonderful day.